Greetings, free thinkers. Welcome to the Hoggcast. How are you doing today? Hope you're doing fine. I certainly am. Okay, what do we have for you on today's episode? We have for you another one of these school board insanity-laden instances where the school boards vastly overreach. However, this one's a little bit different because this is Clark County, Nevada, the school board in one of the schools there. A man comes up to speak. And he tells them that he is going to be suing the school board. He actually serves them. You're going to see him serving them the legal notice. And he does this because he's suing them on the basis of medical malpractice. So why is he doing that? I'm sure you know why. Because these ideologues that sit on these school boards are trying to act as if they can give youngsters, your family, your offspring, life-changing, life-altering medical misadvice, I would say, personally, about gender. I'm sure you know what I mean. That is way out of their remit. Way out of their remit. I was in schools in the 1990s. If you see what teachers do today, all over the place, as standard, if just one teacher did that, back in the 90s, they would be arrested. That just goes to show you how far our education system, what is now an indoctrination system, has fallen. So let's get into this clip. We'll see what they've got to say, and I will give you a heads up. People actually laugh at him. That should show you just how little respect these school board members have for you, the parents of the children. They see you as an obstacle. They see you as a barrier to getting what they want, which is the minds. They want to control the minds of your family. So we'll get into this clip now, but if you haven't yet, please like the video, subscribe to the Hoggcast, hit the notification bell, and share the video around if you find this video informative. I also have a membership scheme. There's a join button. There's a join button down below and a link in the description. I have 6 amazing members. You know who you are, and each and every one of you humble me that you value my commentary as much as you do. So if you want to support the underdog, if you want to support conservative commentators, you can do that by joining the Coffee Club or the Gold Club. Anyway, let's go. Okay, so as usual, we'll play through this clip. We'll play through it once, uninterrupted, and then we'll go back and play it again, and I'll stop it intermittently to make some of the very many good points I'm bursting to make.
Segregation based off of your own fears and your own personal interests. The people in this country have had enough, and we are fighting back. I have something to give you. Security, would you do me a favor? Would you please hand those forms to the board members starting with Jara? You've been officially served a $200 million lawsuit with 6 complaints and violations under multiple amendments. Your job is not to be concerned with the children's health. You're not nurses. You're not doctors. You are not responsible for their health organization. Your only focus is on our children's education. Yet the education system here is 50th in the state, and you make almost more money than anybody else. It is very clear that you have failed at doing that job. This country is not alone. It's time that we wake up, and we're going to give you lawsuit after lawsuit after lawsuit. You can throw it out as much as you want, but we're going to keep this paperwork on your desk and keep a problem going until we get exactly what we want. This is not a negotiation. We will have our freedom of choice, and we're going to see you in court.
Your laugh is disgusting!
Very well said. And you hear they were laughing at him. I'm sure you heard that. And then at the end, that woman in the row, in the seats, actually said to them, your laugh is disgusting, which it is. That's how little they view you. They view you as peasants, basically. Human production lines to produce the next generation of dear comrades. Anyway, look, we'll go back, we'll play it again, we'll stop it intermittently as usual, and I will make the points that I'm bursting to make. I really am.
Based off of your own fears and your own personal interests. The people in this country have had enough, and we are fighting back.
Yes, they have. People have had enough.
I have something to give you. Security, would you do me a favor? Would you please hand those forms to the board members starting with Jara? You've been officially served a $200 million lawsuit with 6 complaints and violations under multiple amendments.
So you heard that. A couple of the people laughed. They laughed. You heard people in the audience clapping. We'll go back. We'll play it again. Listen intently. You hear when he serves them and tells them what the lawsuit is, why it's happening. You hear the people in the audience clap. I can't say for sure whether it was someone in the audience or whether it was someone in audience who's attending there, or whether it's one of the school board members or an employee. I don't know, but there are people who laugh at that. Now, we can't see the other school board members, but most people who are at this parents' meeting are there to support this man. So I don't know who it is that's laughing and who it is that finds it such a funny thing, but you know as well as I do that the left, they find the culture or everything that's happening in society, inflation, skyrocketing debt, never-ending influxes of people into the West with no stopping it. Just everything you can think of that's contributed to the clown world we live in now, and this dying civilization that never needed to die. Have you noticed that the left, they always laugh about it? No matter what it is, they'll laugh. The biggest example of this I can think of, and there are countless of them, but Joy Reid, who is one of the most horrendous and disgusting people I've ever seen. I often say in my videos, look at the eyes. You've probably, if you're a long-term viewer, you've seen me do that. Whenever I look at Joy Reid, I see evil in her eyes, evil. And it was another one of these school board things about CRT. I think it was in California. And this parent who looked like me or you, she was really upset about what was happening and the way that the children were being pitted against each other based on immutable characteristics. And that was aired on Joy Reid's MSNBC show. And when it cut back to Joy Reid, the evil look in her eyes had been replaced with an intense vision of joy. Excuse the pun, Joy Reid. But she was happy. Why was she happy? She'd just aired a segment of a concerned parent, a woman who was almost in tears, concerned about what was happening in her community and at her local school. And Joy Reid found it hilarious. Hilarious. It probably isn't in the same ballpark, but it is very similar to the concept of the Roman Emperor Nero fiddling as the empire burned, or as the city burned, Rome burned. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. The Western civilization, it's you could make a very strong argument that it's burning, and the Joy Reids of the world, they just laugh. They think it's a game. They think it's a game. They don't. These are the acolytes of the thought of the school of thought that preaches the idea that your actions never seem to have consequences. That's why they laugh about it. They've never encountered a consequence to their action, and it's the same with these school board members. And over again, they just get away with everything because it's different with a capital D. I'm sure you understand what I mean. It's different.
Your job is not to be concerned with the children's health. You're not nurses. You're not doctors. You are not responsible for their health.
That's very correct. And you see this woman here, she got visibly triggered by that. Because it's true. And truth to those who push propaganda is like salt to a slug. It makes them evaporate. Let's go back and watch again. So when he points out quite rightly, you are not my son's doctor or physician. You are not my daughter's doctor or physician. You have no right trying to coerce them into life-altering, life-changing, biological, medical decisions that don't concern you. Watch again.
Concerned with the children's health. You're not nurses. You're not doctors. You are not responsible for their health.
You see how visibly agitated she got.
Organization. Your only focus is on our children's education. Yet the education system here is 50th in the state, and you make almost more money than anybody else. It is very clear that
So here, look, he's not even listening. They're not listening. These school board meetings to these ideologues are nothing more than a formality that they probably wish they could get rid of. They don't. These people see your family as belonging to them, belonging to the state. That's what they see it as. They think that you're just a human production line. You produce the next batch of comrades who will go and do what the usual three-letter organisations do in cities like Kenosha and Los Angeles and Seattle, Portland, etc., etc.
You have failed at doing that job. This country is not alone. It's time that we wake up, and we're going to give you lawsuit after lawsuit after lawsuit. You can throw it out as much as you...
So, something happened here between these two. She's obviously laughing. I think this is the security person who was asked to hand the not indictments. That's the wrong word. The papers. That the man served them with. I can't think of the correct term for a legal document when you serve someone with the intention to bring a lawsuit against them. I can't remember what the term is for that. But look at her and her. I think she just says something along the lines of, "Oh, sorry, I didn't know he was going to do this," and then she just laughs. Take a look.
We wake up, and we're going to give you lawsuit after lawsuit after lawsuit.
See? Did you see it? Did you see it? They looked at each other and laughed. It's a joke to them. Your family's health, your offspring's health, future, security, happiness, it's all a joke. Excuse me. It's all a joke to them. Watch again. Watch the way they look at each other and laugh. These two here.
We wake up, and we're going to give you lawsuit after lawsuit after lawsuit.
See it? Did you see it? It's like, yeah.
You can throw it out as much as you want, but we're going to keep this paperwork on your desk and keep a problem going.
See, they're not even listening to him. They're talking to each other. It's like if I was a president of an association, okay, or a member of an association, and you came and you had a vested interest in this association, like these parents have in the school board, and you was trying to talk to me about something that really matters to you, and instead I was facing this way, talking to the guy over there. Oh, how are you doing? Oh, what a joke this is. Wouldn't you find that offensive? Wouldn't you find... Oh, it just really irritates me. It really does.
Going until we get exactly what we want. This is not a negotiation. We will have our freedom of choice, and we're going to see you in court.
Your laugh is disgusting!
And quite right at the end there, one of the people say your laugh is disgusting. It was the school board. It was one of the school board members. It must have been, because that came from one of the people sitting in the gallery. I almost said audience again. So listen again. The woman says your laugh is disgusting, and it is disgusting. The way that they ignore people is disgusting. Their aloofness. This, you're beneath me. You know, like if you're watching a movie and there's a housefly. It's the middle of summer, and there's a housefly buzzing around over there in the room. You don't stop watching the movie because there's a housefly. That's the way that one there, sees the man who's speaking. Sees all of the parents. That's the way that's what he sees when he looks at you. In my opinion. That's my honest opinion based on body language. Body language. So listen again.
And we're going to see you in court.
Your laugh is disgusting!
Your laugh is disgusting. It is. It's disgusting. I'd love to know what really goes through these people's minds when they encounter concerned parents time and time again. I mean, can these people even be fired? What does it take to get rid of, and by get rid of, I mean to unemploy them, before anyone misquotes me, right? What does it take to remove them from their employ? Because who wants them? What parents want them? Anyway, look, I'll leave it there. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section below. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.